Elmore Store, and we're going to meet Tim Lindenmeyr with his wife, Becca. They are bringing this store back to life.
It's never had a full renovation like it is currently, yes. I mean, we've changed the interior structure of the building pretty dramatically from what it was, trying to open it up as a community space.
To be able to invest in something solid in our community, especially right now when things are a little crazy, it's just a really good feeling.
The Elmore Store is getting a massive facelift this winter, thanks to Becca and Tim Lindenmeyr, its new operators. Elmore Community Trust owns the store, which will be reopened as a multi-use community hub in late spring or early summer.
I live in Wolcott, and it's pretty handy to go down to the store, not too far away.
Yeah.
Grab a gallon of milk.
I grew up in Vermont. I live in Waterville, so I don't make it up this way that far, but I've been here way back in the day. Yeah.
Originally, Elmore and East Elmore were all about agriculture and forestry.
This store dates back to the early 1800s, and you can see evidence of that in the artifacts that they found in the walls and floor.
Yeah, it's kind of like finding or looking for buried treasure when you start demoing 200-year-old houses.
We've got everything from toys and whiskey bottles, that's an old one, 1897 maybe? The floor joists that we're standing on are clear span, meaning that they're 28 foot wide from edge of old building to edge of old building. And so that would have only been done to create an open space. As far as all the records say, it's been a store from the beginning. So these are the timbers, and they go all the way through. 28 feet.
28 feet.
They're 4 by 8 inches.
So yeah, there were several owners. Ayler's had it for a long time, and then there were a few. Tags had it, remember them?
The Tags and the Smiths go
Yeah.
further back. Basically what I mean by it's community owned is that organization represents, in my opinion, the community.
You and your wife are operators of the store.
We are going to be operators. We have kind of a unique relationship in that we're also managing the renovation process.
There are about 850 people in Elmore, and this is the only store in town. Across the road is a one-room schoolhouse, and it's the last one left in Vermont.
Because I live right across the road, so
She grew up in that house.
I've been there since I was 3. So yeah, I've been here quite a while. I've had the same post office box for 63 years, so yeah. I went to the Elmore School. You went to the Elmore School.
I did, and I went to the school as well through 4th grade. And yeah, we would come over to the general store. I would get picked up here, buy me my 2 pretzel rods and a half pint of chocolate milk. This has always been home for me.
It's always been a real community store. Someone was sick, instead of bothering them, you just come to the store and say, okay, how's he doing? And they kept an eye on my mom. And it has changed some over the years, but I think we're gonna go back to more like it was, which is gonna be really good.
So yeah, this is the upstairs. Yeah. There'll be a wellness room here, and there'll be a co-work space in here. And then this will be a 1-bedroom apartment that Becca and I will live in, just because then I can wake up at 6 and go get the coffee on.
Because I don't like it when this store's closed. I really don't like it. It changes the whole atmosphere of the town, and it feels very, very lonely. Until the store closed for renovations, I never had to go to Morrisville to buy cat food. You come to the Elmore store, and you get to talking. 20 minutes later, you can't remember what you came for, and you see people, and you do visit a lot.
You gotta get brutal with it and just smash it out.
A little dusty. Yeah.
Very.
That's where we'll find stuff. Part of it could have been it just fell in. Part of it would be just like, put it in the wall. Somebody will find it. The reason it was called a penny pipe is because it was made in a slip. Checks, and they have ledger books, I mean, so it just goes on and on. I mean, here's a leather cup from the top of newel posts.
Oh, soap that you use in the toilet.
Yep.
Oh, there you go.
Among the roses.
Wow.
I mean, she's known my mom for
I was good
a long,
friends
long
with his
time.
mom, yeah.
My mom was involved within the beginning of it, and felt really strongly that it was a great way forward. With my mom passing away, there was some inheritance there that we decided to put towards a project that she was passionate about. And so we have fronted the capital with the intent that the trust will continue to fundraise and repay where and when they can. Original stone foundation still exists on the east side, We've done a bunch of structural work to the basement. We sistered all the joists up.
Imagine this in the summertime. Wow.
So that whole west wall, because it was an apartment, nobody could see the lake from inside the building. But now we've added the creamy window, a glass door to the deck, and 3 huge picture windows. So you can sit and enjoy the beauty spot of Vermont. We're passionate about developing a relationship with Nancy and her farm.
So I sell eggs, which are kind of in really high demand right now.
I bet. We're trying to develop those relationships with local growers.
And when things go wrong, as they do, it's so important to have those relationships.
Yeah, so I'm gonna have a cabinet delivery here any minute. More things we found in the walls upstairs. These are clippings from like the Civil War era. And of course we got the ice out date from 1940 up to current. Wistar's balsam cough syrup, we think. It's happening throughout Vermont where you have individual owners who can no longer do it, mostly because they're timing out age-wise. With the current model, with the trust owning it, is trying to relieve some of the financial burden of finding somebody that can A, afford the building in today's times, and then B, operate, a fairly complex business. And we're pretty clear we're not going to compete with Walmart, so we're going to have prepared foods that we can compete on, and also have events that bring people together. We'll have the long community table, we'll have the cozy seating area, we'll have the deck, we'll have docks that are public. And then, of course, we'll have the basics, so Nancy doesn't have to drive to get cat food. There were several of these. They were used as windbreaks in the wall, stapled up. Plaster from 1899, 18 pounds, sugar, $1.
It's quite a lot of sugar.
It goes back.
You said you are going to keep all this and display
Oh,
it.
absolutely,
I mean,
yeah.
it's amazing.
There's going to be a whole wall that goes through all this stuff.
Good for people, good for the town, I think.
Will you shop here?
Well, sure.
Yeah, I think it's pretty special, and I think a lot of that comes down to its size, it's still a manageable size where people, they rely on each other, you've got to rely on your neighbor when you live 5 miles down a dirt road.
Check out the 7 days cover story on General Stores, and we will get stuck in Vermont with you again real soon. What these walls have seen,
Yeah, we're finding some of those things. Yeah.
Friday was my last day at work, and I want to be the creamy lady at the Elmore Store.
I want you to be the creamy lady. I think that would be awesome.
Yeah.